There's been people scratched. There's been people touched.
That's an upside down cross.
Yes, it is. I do see that.
Look at the upside down cross, guys.
We want to know why you want to hurt people in here, why you are attacking people.
Finally, I got a hold of him. He said, I don't know what's in that jail, but I'm not going back, man.
Hey, who's in the building?
Is there someone in here? We have to be aware of all possibilities of what we could be dealing with in here tonight.
He's got power to physically scratch you, mark you. Yeah, this place is haunted.
What? Did you hear that?
It said, you freak.
I'm not the one in a dark building scratching people. I think someone's in the building. Really?
That got my heart pumping.
Sounded like, yeah.
As soon as you turned it on, it's like someone was standing over there watching us.
That was insane.
We heard you actually scratch people and you actually bruised a man's arm. Do that to me. It's time for another investigation here with Paranormal Quest. And Dave, I am so excited about this place because it's been a long time since we've investigated a location that not only has claims of paranormal activity, but also has claims of something malicious, something that's been attacking people that they call the Macho Man.
She has been scratched right here. That's an upside down cross.
Yes, it is. It looks like 2 fingers, right?
3 fingers.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3.
I think it'll be interesting because not only are we going to be dealing with this malicious entity, but we're also going to be dealing with people that were incarcerated, convicts, people that were sent to jail. And this could be a very interesting investigation tonight at the Old City Jail.
Old City Jail, baby. We are less than half a mile away from this place. I'm excited. It's new on the scene, and not very many people have been here yet, and I'm excited to see what it holds.
I am too, and this is going to be our first look at this location. We've never been here. We've never seen it. We've only heard what people have told us. It is right up here on the right.
Oh, yeah.
Is this it?
I don't know.
I'm very confused. I think we're lost.
Is this it?
I think this would have to be it, right?
I don't know. We've never been here before.
I don't know either. Let me see that phone here. Let me.
You guys, I don't know.
That's why it's one. It's we have the wrong address.
Oh.
Dave gave me the wrong address.
What is the address?
141.
Oh. All right. We might actually finally find this place.
And then you're gonna go left.
Left.
If we were that close and we missed it, that's gonna be...
There it is.
There it is! I see it! It's right up here on the right. Wow. We might have been lost, but we haven't been lost for long.
That's right.
Wow, look at this.
Here we are.
This place is so eerie.
Wow.
I mean, just the abandoned nature of it. I mean, just look at this.
This is gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited for this one.
So you want to get out and walk in and see what the Old City Jail has in store for us here in Bridgeport, Illinois? And maybe see if Macho Man's waiting inside.
Let's do it. I'm ready for a Slim Jim.
We've got a date with Macho Man, and we're gonna go check it out.
Let's go.
Well, before this building stood where it stands today, back in 1913, what stood here was Dr. C.M. Lewis's home. But back on that particular day, there was a fire that swept through Bridgeport and burned down Dr. C.M. Lewis's home that stood on this property. And in its place is now the Old City Hall and Jail. Pertaining to this place being haunted, yeah, this place is haunted. There's been people scratched, there's been people touched. I can't possibly tell you In one setting here, everything that's happened here in the last 2 years, it's impossible.
We're getting ready to do a walkthrough of the old city jail. We're gonna walk in and see what energy this place holds. There's a lot of creepy stories of paranormal activity, a lot of haunting, specifically of people being attacked by some menacing force, even almost being thrown down the stairs, bear hugged, scratched, bruised. I'm interested to see what happens when we get in here tonight, Dave.
I am too. I think that this is going to be a really good investigation tonight. We have just had some time off. We're fresh on this, and we were both excited to get in here, see what we can get. Maybe we can come in contact with Macho Man himself.
I hope so.
Maybe he'll come out. Maybe he'll drag me down the stairs or something like that.
That's funny, because last investigation, you were very opposed to anything pushing you down the stairs. We heard that you pushed someone down the stairs, and we absolutely would love for you to do that to us tonight.
What?
Yeah.
To you.
I mean, either way.
Not us, to you.
Either way. To me, you can push me down the stairs if you would like.
But now I'm ready for it. For some reason, I'm ready for it.
He's ready for it tonight, folks.
Yes.
Let's go inside.
Ready?
Let's go.
The basement's where they would have came in and checked the inmates in. There's also a holding tank in the basement. I say it's a drunk tank. There's been psychics that completely does not know each other from across this country that's done a reading in that basement. They all came up with the same conclusion, that a man got beat to death in that basement. Right when you walk through the hallway there and you take a left to the stairway, and there's right to the room. Right there is where the altercation went through. I documented on an SB7 spirit box of a man saying that 2 cops broke his ribs and killed him.
Oh man, this is already creepy.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold.
No, it's not.
Wrong.
It is hot. It's a hot day today.
Yes. We're in a heat wave.
But if it's cold for you, we're very sorry. If there's anyone in here with us, we just entered the building. My name is Ryan. This is Dave. We're going to be here all night with you, and we would love to interact with you. We'd love to hear your story. We want to know why you're here. What made you stay here in the old city jail in Bridgeport, Illinois? This basement has been known for a lot of REM pod activity. According to Tony, the owner, he said there used to be a doctor's office that sat here that actually burned down. And that doctor is believed to come through REM pods, EVPs. And a lot of people have had communication with him in this basement.
Dr. C.M. Lewis, for some reason, he comes across all the time down there. You'll ask him, Dr. C.M. Lewis, can you set that REM pod off? And sure enough, he'll set it off. Doctor, hey, could you mind backing away, will you please, for just a split second? It'll shut it off, and it won't start back up until you tell him to do it again.
What the hell was that?
Hello?
I want it.
Who's moving around up there? That was very clearly.
Wait. I heard the same thing in here.
Yeah, you can hear that dog outside, but what we heard was definitely inside this building.
We're here to talk to you tonight, so make sure you come out and speak if you've had something to say for a while and nobody listened. That's why we're here. We're here to listen.
A lot of the incidents that occurred here, my friend blew off. He's an ex-Marine. One incident that he couldn't blow off, he was standing by the stairway. He said something that felt like a 300-pound man just bear hugged him from the back. He couldn't explain it. He felt the weight of the whatever bear hugged him, but he said he knew nothing was there. And he couldn't turn around, he couldn't stop. When he got to the bottom, the pressure, the weight of the 300-pound entity that was on him, let him go. He left all his tools here. I tried contacting him for 2 weeks. He wouldn't return my calls. Finally, I got a hold of him. He said, I don't know what's in that jail, but I'm not going back, man.
Macho Man, We heard you like to grab people and scratch people and bruise people. Push them down the stairs if you could. I don't know that you could even do that. We want to know why you want to hurt people in here, why you are attacking people. Do you get some sort of sick enjoyment out of it?
A friend of mine, Todd is his name, he brought his family in here. He was we wasn't supposed to do a full-length video out of this location that night. Like I said, it was supposed to be a walkthrough. But everything just started escalating and escalating. That's the night that somebody got scratched, upside down cross on the 3rd floor. There's documentations of that.
That's an upside down cross.
Yes, it is. I do see that.
Look at the upside down cross, guys.
I can't see.
There's one particular man, he was standing where you're standing right now, in the hallway there, by the stairway there. And he was physically grabbed and bruised.
Just like somebody squeezed you really hard.
Yeah, and this wasn't even
Right there, Todd, you see
I
this?
see that. I see
You
it.
see this?
It looks like 2 fingers.
3
right there.
fingers.
Yeah,
1,
3.
2,
Yeah, I
3.
see it.
That's when we picked up the EVP, said, I marked you.
Nothing hurts. Nothing hurts. Nothing hurts.
So I believe it's a strong entity. I believe he's got power to physically move things. He's got power to physically scratch you, mark you, whatever it might be.
One thing that Tony mentioned to us off camera that he never talked about in his interview, in this closet in this room, right at the top of the stairs where his friend felt like he was bear hugged, in this closet here is a Ouija board. People have used this in here. People have had some interesting communication in here. And who knows, maybe that might be part of the reason why Macho Man is so aggressive and so malicious. Maybe he was never actually a prison guard or a human at all. Maybe he was brought in here. Nobody knows who he is or why he's here, so we have to be aware of all possibilities, and we have to realize...
Ritual.
Ritual. What?
Is that what brought you in here? Did someone do a ritual in here? We have to be aware of all possibilities of what we could be dealing with in here tonight. Did someone do a ritual in here?
We picked up a woman. There's been Class A documentation of her crying on the 3rd floor. And the interactions we get with the woman, there's an individual that's telling her to be quiet, not to talk. So when I finally realized that this individual, or whoever this entity is, that's physically controlling her, that's when I gave it the nickname Macho Man. I said, you know what, Macho Man, you think you're the big man on campus, you know? And if I'm not mistaken, after I nicknamed him Macho Man, that's when the scratch happened up on the girl's arm, on the hand, upside down cross. Now that I gave him a name, that's all he wants to go by is Macho Man.
Don't leave me.
We're not leaving you. We're gonna be here all night. You don't have to worry about that. We're not leaving you. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here. We'd love it if you came and talked to us. Showed us that you were here. Now this room would have been the office for the constable, the police, and there's a story of one of the documented deaths in this building is that of a police officer named Lester James, and his story is quite interesting because it's believed that he actually did serve a few nights in jail here, or maybe even just a night in jail here, but he was brought here as a prisoner. Later on became a police officer.
He was a police officer all the way up to the time he passed away back in 1965. And he passed away in this room right here. Passed away with a heart attack back in 1965. We pick up Class A AVPs of Lester James all the time, you know. We even found an old photograph of Lester James and his wife and posted it up on the mirror for him.
Right here on the mirror. So, Lester, if you're here, just just got a weird feeling.
Really?
Are you getting any strange vibes?
I was just right before you said that. I thought that I felt something move my arm right before you asked that, but I didn't want to say anything. Lester, if you're here and you want to talk to us tonight, that picture of you that's right there on the mirror, if you push that off of there, it'll let us know that you want to talk. So if you could do that for us, we'll come back in here and talk with you.
Documentation of the man right behind me. He hung himself in that cell. We was told that by the mayor of the town. They used to bring these people in and they used to lock them up overnight. And nobody would even be on duty. They wouldn't come back into the next morning. So these guys would be in here all by themselves overnight. So what really happened?
According to the mayor of Bridgeport,
I want to come.
You want to come where? You can come with us around the jail tonight. According to the mayor of Bridgeport, Illinois, apparently there was a gentleman who was arrested and brought here into this cell who took his own life. He is one of the spirits that they believe haunts the old city jail.
Back in the day, they could treat you any way they wanted to treat you. There's nobody who's going to say a word or do anything about it. I think Macho Man gets pleasure off of tormenting people, I really do. Who is Macho Man? What's his name?
Shall we go up to the courtrooms?
Let's go up to the courtrooms. Be careful on these stairs, because this area right here is where they actually have had a lot of interaction, where a lot of people have been attacked, is right here on this stairwell.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, if Macho Man, or whoever you are, if you're brave enough to even tell us what your name is tonight, if you'd like to push me up these stairs, you're more than welcome.
Who knows, you know? You had the doctor's office that stood here at one time. Who knows who passed away in the home? The house burnt down. Between the doctor's home and what's here now is the old city hall and jail. So who knows the energy that's here? You know what I'm trying to say?
Whew, it has gotten dark up here. The sun has only just started to set and it is already very dark in this building.
Yes, it is.
Having the windows all boarded up I don't think helps. But when it was sunlight and we got some shots in here, it was beautiful. I mean, this would have been more than likely the courtroom, where many would have come to face justice for what they had done.
Yeah, and then I'm assuming if they were found guilty, they'd just go right downstairs to a cell, right?
Yeah, until they were moved to a correctional facility, probably. Because this was only temporary housing until they were sent to prison.
So I'm sure there were a lot of high emotions in this room right here, so maybe that'll lend to some of the activity that we hopefully get tonight.
Yeah, because that's something that not a lot of people actually think of and include into paranormal investigation. You always hear about the ghosts that people search for, but there's a lot of research that says high emotion or energy can actually leave imprints on buildings, areas, sites that can then replay itself. And we call that residual paranormal activity. Places like courtrooms are areas of high emotion when people have their whole life on the line. There's a lot of emotion there, a lot of sadness, a lot of frustration, and that can soak in these walls and then it can replay itself. I'm excited to investigate the old city jail. There's a lot of paranormal activity to tap into here. And since the sun is setting very quickly, I feel like we should jump right into it. What do you think?
I am more than ready. Let's go downstairs, get everything set up for abandonment, and let's tackle Old City Jail.
Let's do it. REM pod's going off. Hello? Can you touch that again for us? We literally were just trying to get the piccolo in focus here. We haven't even gone downstairs and rolled on the camera in the basement. And the REM pod just went off.
Whoa, there it is again.
Hello? Wow. Who is this? Is this Macho Man? Is this Lester James? Lester, did you want to come forward and tell your story? Over here, Lester, beside the picture of your wife and yourself, which we moved to the chair over here, by the way. We hope you don't mind. We put this cool box, and if you walk up and touch the photo or get near it, that box will play music. All you have to do is get close to it. At least that's what we believe. Whoa. Thank you. If you get close to that box, it'll play a tune, and that way we'll know you're trying to touch the photo of you and your wife.
We're going to leave this stuff here for you. We're going to pass by now, if that's okay. That was really weird.
That was very weird. All right, so we are now getting ready to leave for abandonment. We have the Old City Jail here in Bridgeport, Illinois, wired with cameras, and we hope that while we are gone for about an hour, something will happen. Some sort of paranormal activity, some sort of phenomena. We already had some really interesting REM pod activity right outside of Lester James's office.
Oh yeah. Hopefully it continues.
I hope so. Right now, we're standing in the basement. This is the area where Tony told us that they always have interaction with a doctor who used to have an office right here. But also, they believe Macho Man comes down here, and there may have even been some prisoner who was violently assaulted down here in this basement. They're not sure if that's confirmed, but it's possible. Over here behind me, we have the spirit pod set on top of the safe where Tony said they always have REM pod activity. Right in the doorway here, we have the paranormal music box set up exactly where Tony told us to set it up when we first got here. So if something walks down the bottom of the stairs here to this basement, that is going to alarm. Up on the first floor, we have a camera, as you saw in Lester James's office. The device that I was describing that is sitting beside the photo of Lester and his wife is called the Piccolo. It's an EMF music box, so it works kind of like the paranormal music box in that it plays music when it detects something. But as to where the paranormal music box detects changes in environmental temperature, this picks up on electromagnetic fields. So if there is some sort of electrical charge that comes in contact with it, it will play music. Over by the men's and women's cells, there's a camera pointed down towards that, an action cam, wide angle, so you can get all the way down that hallway to the men's cell where the inmate took his own life, where there is a meter set up on the bars. All the way down the other side of the hallway, which you can also see, is where the REM pod is set up as well, and you can see the top of the stairs where Tony's friend felt something that felt like a 300-pound human bear hug him. Up on the third floor where the courtroom is, we have a camera set up. We don't have very much equipment up there, specifically equipment that registers temperature. Those windows up there are pretty much open. So any change in the temperature outside is going to affect the third floor. So we are just basically going to go with the audio, video, and then there are 3 vibration activated cat balls set up across the courtroom floor that can be moved or played with. Who knows? I'm excited to get this abandonment started, leave this building empty, and see what happens in the Old City Jail. You ready to take off, Dave?
I am ready. Let's go.
Well, you got one more thing you have to do before we go.
Oh, no, I'm retiring that.
Oh, you're retiring it?
Yeah.
Guys, leave down in the comments, should Dave retire that? We're leaving! Let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
I can't see, let me turn on my light. Exiting the building behind the camera in the basement. Okay. Maybe put it on the bucket right here in front of it. What do you think? Music? Huh. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
The ovilus in the cell just said music after you turned that on and it played music.
That's weird.
That is very weird. We'll be back in just a second.
If you want to hear that music again, just touch that little green thing on the bucket.
We have no idea that this is just the first response in a very strange sequence of events that's about to occur. As we go down to the basement to start a sweep with the SLS camera, we leave all of these cameras and equipment alone on the second floor. And while we're down there, our digital voice recorder just to the left of the piccolo captures a very clear EVP, or spirit voice, talking in a whispering tone. Whoever this is, they're waiting for us.
Ooh, we got a big skeleton right there.
Rolling.
And it's gone.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you turned it on, it's like someone was standing over there watching us.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh man, I just felt immediately right to my left here. I felt like something brushed up against me. Right after Dave captures the figure on the SLS camera, I feel a very strange presence to my left. Immediately, right to my left here. I felt like something brushed up against me. This alone is enough to send chills up my spine. But in the moment, we had no idea what the ovilus said, just one floor above us. Here is the video from the cell, synced up with the audio and video of us downstairs. Ooh, oh man, I just felt immediately right to my left here. I felt like something brushed up against me. At the exact moment I feel this energy to my left, the ovilus confirms my experience by simply saying, "Left." Watch it again, and let us know what you think in the comments below. Ooh, oh man, I just felt immediately right to my left here. I felt like something brushed up against me. Dave's using the SLS camera, and it uses structure light sensors to map out the shapes of objects. If it detects something that is shaped like a human, it'll mark it with a stick figure mapping. And so he had the camera pointed stationary over that direction, and a stick figure popped right up on screen. It's very odd, because it disappeared without him ever moving the camera. Dave also has a spirit box that we're going to be turning on here very shortly. You're about a couple inches away from the step there. Yep, one more step is up. Yep. It is so dark in here, guys. That's why I'm trying to guide Dave. This is what we're seeing. It's complete darkness.
My friend Ryan and I, my name is Dave, we're here to try and communicate with whomever is here. Can you tell us your name through this device?
Ooh.
What is your name, please? Did you say Martin? What is your name, please? Did you say Martin? Macho Man, are you up here? There was a gentleman up here who died of a heart attack. What was his name? What did you do to get thrown in jail? There was a gentleman who'd passed away in this room. Are you here? Wait. What? I think someone's in the building. Really? I swear I just heard footsteps on these stairs, or like down here. And then I heard a man's voice. Hey, who's in the building? Like it was clear footsteps and then a voice. I swear. Yeah, I heard it. Is there someone in here? I heard that. It was so clear. None of our stuff is disturbed. There's nobody out front either. Nobody. That's really weird. Those very obviously sounded like somebody in the building. Coming up the stairs. Mm-hmm. Wait. What? I think someone's in the building. Really? I thought for sure that we had like some urban explorers or someone coming in to the building through the basement. And I was about ready to just like go down the stairs and tell them, hey, get the hell out of here, or whoever they are, you know, but that's a scary situation because you don't know who could be coming in, but it turns out there's nobody. That was creepy. That got my heart pumping. Because what you're doing right there, that's exactly what I heard. Yeah. Like someone was at the bottom of these stairs starting to come up. Yeah, that's definitely what it sounded like. Yeah, I like even abandoned the SLS because I thought for sure someone was in here. Yeah. Okay. Well, who was it making it sound like there was somebody in the building? Was that you, Macho Man? Whoa, what was that? Sounded like, yeah. It was a growling voice too. I mean, I personally don't think you can do anything, so prove me wrong. Come through this box and tell me something. Back in the jail cell, as Dave is telling Macho Man to come through the spirit box, the Ovilus once again says something way too relevant to just be coincidence. I mean, I personally don't think you can do anything, so prove me wrong. Come through this box and tell me something. This is exactly what we're trying to do. Channeling voices through radio frequencies is exactly what the spirit box does. These strange responses tell us that someone is watching. Tell me what your name is.
Whoever Macho Man is, we heard you actually scratch people and you actually bruised a man's arm right where we're standing by these stairs. Do that to me. We're not afraid of you. I don't know why he called you Macho Man. You haven't been very macho right now. We've got nothing through the spirit box.
I know.
Ever since we came up these stairs and we started hearing those noises all around us, it was like everything on the spirit box left.
Lester, are you in here? Can you make a knocking sound like this? Well, what do you think?
Really quiet up here.
Yes, it has.
I feel like there was a lot of activity on these stairs right here.
Mm-hmm.
So what if we go down to the basement, and down there in the basement, we try an Estes Method spirit box session. Whoever's asking the questions can navigate between the stairs and the back and that basement room, and the person listening can go in that room that's straight across from the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
What do you plan on doing with that tripod?
Leaving this camera on it and pointing it at your face.
Oh, there's already one in there that I set up.
Oh. That would...
Whoa. That was not me.
Is that rolling?
Yeah. I'm gonna move back in here and get this. Let me grab the Estes Method stuff. There it goes again. It's going nuts, dude.
That's not the music box making that go off, is it?
I wouldn't think so. Let me walk by it again just to check and make sure. No?
Huh. Strange.
That is.
Odd, weird, peculiar. Abnormal.
Okay.
Out of the ordinary.
Not hearing anything. What?
There's a big ass bat in there. Ow.
You okay?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, I just snapped my back. Oh, God. Bending over because of that bat. Oh.
And I'm listening whenever you're ready, Dave.
Okay.
Keep up.
All right, everybody. We are doing the Estes session. Ryan is going to be listening. I'm going to be asking questions. If there are any spirits here in the old city jail, in this old jail, my friend Ryan over there is listening to a radio. I know that you know what that is. I'm going to be asking you some questions, and he'll be able to hear you through the radio if you communicate that way.
Nice.
What did you do to get locked up in jail here? Did you hurt somebody? Did you threaten somebody?
Not in time.
Not in time. Did they treat you fairly in this jail? It's me. I put something on the stairs over there. It's got a bright red light on it. Can you try and touch that? Can you do that for me? Again, my friend has a radio. He's standing right behind me. Can you tell him how old you are?
I thought I just heard a man's voice. I couldn't tell whether it said "you freak" or "no more."
You freak.
I thought I heard the word freak though.
I mean, I'm not the one in a dark building scratching people. You don't even have the guts to tell us what your actual name is. So what is it?
Harry?
Harry.
Man's voice.
Is that your name, huh? Harry? If that's your name, set off one of these devices so I know for sure. Come on, macho hairy man.
Basement.
Yep, we're in the basement. But I'm waiting for you to set one of these devices off. But you're not going to do it, are you?
Whisper.
We were told that there used to be a house that sat here on this property. The man that lived in that house had a very specific profession. Can you tell me what that was? How about Lester? Lester, are you here? Come through the radio and talk to Ryan. He's right in that room there. Can you do that, Lester? Somebody show us that you're able to hear us. That there's something between life and no existence. Is there something there? Is that where we are? We're in between life and no existence?
Man's voice. Oh. It was a very deep man's voice, and then a woman's voice came through screaming, but it sounded like the man's voice said something about zero or maybe hero. It was very fast. I'm not done.
I'd love for you to come in here and tell me a little bit about yourself. Can you do that, please? Are there any former employees here? Any jailers, any guards?
man's voice said something like, "Don't go up," or something about going up.
There's got to be something more, right? Something beyond death. Or maybe there isn't. I don't know. Do you not want to come out and have a conversation? You don't have to. We're not here to make you perform. We know this is a jail, but we also know that you were still people.
I haven't heard anything in a long time.
You still matter. No matter what you did.
I turned it off, Dave, because I haven't heard anything
Okay.
in a long time. Of course, I heard stuff to begin with, but
Right.
some very, very clear voices, which was weird because if it was interference, it'd be fairly constant, but it was like the voices, the clear and seemingly intelligent voices just kind of trailed off.
Yeah, I noticed that it started doing that, and also the feelings in the building have subsided too.
Was any of it relevant?
Well, I mean, I can't be for sure, but I was asking what Macho Man's name was, and I told him that I knew he wouldn't come through and tell me his name, and then you said Harry immediately.
Huh. Harry. There's only one part of the building that we have yet to investigate. The courtroom on the top floor. And as an experiment to try and pull out the residual energy of those facing conviction, we decide to simulate flashing police lights. So just as a warning to those with photosensitivity or epilepsy, this flashing light will be placed in the corner of the room. But let's see how this identifiable visual sign of law enforcement affects the paranormal activity of this former courthouse and jail. I'm gonna go down and get the cameras and everything. Whoa. What was that?
The mail.
Walk back through here? Yeah, that definitely wasn't you. Ooh. Can you grab a hold of that? Yeah.
They're coming to get you.
Okay. Damn. Do you hate those lights?
Knock it over. That's crazy.
That is.
Do you have your lock?
Yeah, it's on. It's rolling.
Okay.
We're gonna leave this up here. And if you want us to turn this off, knock that over. And when we come up, if that's knocked over or anything's knocked over, we'll shut these police lights off. No. Because if it was, it'd be setting off the REM pod too, and that spirit pod is closer.
True.
Step back away from it, so we know that it's you setting it off. If you want to communicate with us, take a step away from it. Come over this way. Let's just go down and get it and see what happens. We're capturing it. And if it's still going off when we come back, we'll know that it needs reset or something. Just quit. Literally as soon as we leave the room, it quit. See. I don't hear it anymore.
No.
The millimeter isn't going off anymore. Interesting. Now we also have a thermal imaging camera set up pointing down the hallway towards the cell block. So right there in front of Dave, we have a FLIR thermal imaging camera. And hopefully if there's any sort of temperature anomalies, any sort of residual activity or intelligent activity left over in those cells, we'll be able to see some sort of thermal anomaly.
Yes.
So let's go upstairs.
Let's do it.
You stopped setting that off. Let's do a little bit of a live EVP session and see if we capture anything up here.
Okay.
Rolling live EVP session. This is the upper floor, the old city jail. Is there anyone up here with us? My name's Ryan, this is Dave. What's your name? Were you innocent or guilty of the crime you committed? Were you innocent or guilty of the crime you were charged with?
If you want those police lights to go away, tell us now.
Does anyone in here know the Macho Man? Why does he attack people?
Is your real name Harry?
Okay. Rolling live EVP session. This is the upper floor, the old city jail. Does anyone in here know the Macho Man?
What?
Did you hear that? Does anyone in here know the Macho Man?
One interesting voice on there for sure.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and turn this off and see if that incites anything. Cops are gone.
You like that better? If you do, can you trigger one of our devices, please?
Is there anyone downstairs in the cell? We heard someone took their life down there, their own life. Were they afraid of what would happen in this courtroom?
Is there anybody having their case tried today?
I was thinking if you wanted to stay up here for a few, what if I went down to the cells?
Yeah.
Just to see what happens if we split up.
Okay.
Because right now it's very quiet, and I figure if we do that, might entice someone one-on-one to talk to us.
We're going solo, y'all.
Macho Man, I'm coming down. I'm gonna be all by myself down here.
All right, Ryan has left.
I'm officially down here by myself. I can hear Dave a little bit upstairs. I mean, he is directly on the floor above me.
Anybody who triggers one of these devices will automatically get time off of their sentence. What do you think about that?
I heard that there was someone in here who took their own life. In this cell, why is that? What happened? Was someone hurting you here in the jail? Did you feel like your life was over?
I'm not here to upset anybody or make anything harder than it needs to be. I just would love for you to come out and talk to me. That is all.
I'm in the cell. A new inmate, locked up, new prisoner. Do I have a cellmate in here with me? What? Hello? Who is this? I just heard a sound. Can we have a conversation? Can you tell me if you can still hear me? If you can still hear me and see me, can you light that up again?
Were they nice to you here? Ooh, EDI just went off. EDI is going off currently. I see you lighting up that device right there. Thank you. See that blue light that's flashing? I can see that. If we can both see that, can you push that over so I know? Just push that right off of there.
What if I go to the other side of the cell, huh? Moving recorder. Was I on your side of the cell? Is that better? I'd love to know that I'm not alone in here. I can imagine you felt pretty alone in here when you were locked up. How long did you just sit in here? Counting the days. Thank you. Wow. Can you walk down that hallway and make the music play out there?
I feel like we've had that happen with each spot that we went to tonight. When we initially get there, there's like a burst of energy, a burst of activity. And after a few minutes, it seems to subside. And we've noticed that in places many times before. If you can, what do you think causes that? Have you ever had that happen? Leave us a comment below.
I feel that you're here. I know I'm not alone in here. There's something or someone here. Who are you? Are you stuck here in the jail? Are you stuck in this cell counting days?
Hello? I'm really hoping you'll come out and talk to me. Did you have a fair trial in here? Sounded like something got thrown there. Did you? Did you have a fair trial?
Dave's back was turned, so he didn't see it. But when he heard and captured the sound of something being thrown, the EDI plus meter registered a drop in temperature and a change in the air pressure, and it was perfectly synced up with the sound he captured.
Did you have a fair trial in here? Sounded like something got thrown there. Sounded like something got thrown there.
Could these environmental changes have been the effect of a paranormal occurrence that Dave heard audibly? Are you for real? Oh my God, who is that? Who's there? Are you upset because I'm leaving? Do you want me to come back? If you enjoyed the company and you want me to come back in there, can you set it off again? That's kind of sad. As soon as I started walking away, it just like went nuts. Try and walk this way again. Do you want me to come back? I'm sorry that you ended up here. I'm sorry that your life path led you to this. You may have done something illegal, but a place like this seems like it's permanent. Are you still here with me? I see you still lighting up the lights. There you go. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Wow. Do you want me to come back? If you want me to come back into the cell, make it light up really strongly again. If you want company. Whew, I got chills. Whew. if you want me to stay out of the cell and not come back in there and leave, pack up our stuff and leave. Can you light that up again for me? Holy sh**. All right. I'm gonna come in and grab that stuff. I apologize that I even have to come in there to grab it. That was insane. It is very clear that someone does not want us in this building. Someone does not want visitors. And that was just confirmed by an intelligent REM pod response. Again. I'm leaving. I want to thank you for allowing us to come in here into this building. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this place, be a part of this story. And I hope whoever you are and why ever you're here, I hope you find peace. Dave.
Yes.
So that was interesting.
Why? What happened?
So I was down there in the cell and I was trying to be as quiet as possible so you couldn't hear me up here, but I had the REM pod set up, music box in the hallway. And as I was sitting inside that cell where that inmate took his own life, the REM pod went off.
Okay.
Not immediately, but after a few minutes. So then I sat there, waited about 5 minutes, it was silent, and then it went off again. But it seemed like as time went on, it was increasing in frequency that it was going off. So I started to think maybe I'll start asking questions, intelligent responses, hopefully through the REM pod. Since I can't hear the EVPs in the moment. If I captured any at all, I don't know. And so I started to get the feeling that I was not wanted in there. So I stood up and I walked out. And as soon as I got back by the music box, the REM pod went off again.
Really?
Yes. And then I continued to walk back by the thermal, the REM pod went off again. So I said, do you want me to come back in the cell? If you want me to come back in the cell, set the REM pod off. Nothing. And I said, if you want us to pack up our stuff and leave and completely leave the building and you don't want any visitors, make the REM pod go off. And immediately the REM pod went crazy.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So I told them that we would pack up our stuff and leave.
Wow.
So let's get our stuff together downstairs, load it up in the car, and I guess respect their wishes and end our investigation of the old city jail.
That's right.
We got some packing up to do, so let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, Dave, we are now standing out by the car outside the building. It's been an interesting night here at the old city jail, and I feel like the end was very fitting because it's been a long time since we've had intelligent communication, but intelligent communication asking us to leave, wanting us out of the building, and conveying that in a respectful way rather than a malicious or malevolent way. Felt like whoever was in there just was not up for company.
No, and I'm wondering if our experiment with the flashing emergency lights had some sort of effect on that.
It could be, but it was very interesting. This is a really cool place. I can't wait to see what Tony and the team here at the old city jail do with this place once they actually get their feet underneath of them and start restoring this place, because it is a beautiful building, has a lot of history, and it has apparently a lot of paranormal activity. So anyone who's interested in investigating the old city jail here in Bridgeport, Illinois, check it out.
Come check it out. It's worth it.
But for now, we are going to move on. We have an amazing location coming up next week, and we are on our way there in just a few hours. So this is going to be an exciting season. We hope you're ready for it, because we are ready for it more than you know. the quest continues, and to help us out and to keep us on the road, make sure you hit that like button and share this video with your friends and family. If you're new here, you hit that subscribe button and turn on all bell notifications so you never miss an episode of Paranormal Quest. This is gonna be an amazing adventure. We want to bring you along for the ride. Until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next journey at the next location on this Paranormal Quest. Bye.
Bye.